Before we get to the video, check out my Patreon linked in the description of this video, where for $5 a month you get exclusive content such as sneak peeks at projects like upcoming videos, dioramas, stop motions, photography. You'll get a shout out in videos like this one. I also take video requests. You can see behind the scenes of my stop motions in toy photography, as well as exclusive stop motions in photography. Again, you get all these perks on my Patreon for $5 a month. Link to join in the description of this video. Now let's get to it. Okay, you guys, thank you for clicking on this video. So as you can tell by the title, some leak updates that I want to discuss here. So I was looking back at my old videos on news that I've covered here on the channel. You know, news that people say, oh, I was making up, or I was clickbaiting, or whatever else some people like to say online like weirdos. I got this from TFW, and it's from Anon on TFG. And Takara was filing trademarks earlier this year or late last year or something. This was like in March I did this video. And it was posted that they updated trademarks for 4 characters from the ENERGON trilogy. And one of these, a few months later, I think like 4 months later after I did this video, got a listing leaked from JT Prime 17, and that was the Commander Class Armada Jetfire that's coming out next year alongside the G1 Onslaught. So he was among this 4-figure list here of trademarks that Takara filed, and the other ones were Grand Convoy, which is ENERGON Optimus Prime, Liger Convoy, which is Cybertron Optimus Prime Savage Claw Mode, which would mean that is basically Leobreaker, and then Jet Convoy, which is Armada Jet Optimus Prime, which obviously means Armada Jetfire, and we know he's getting a figure now, and this trademark was filed months before that listing was known for the guy. And then the last one here is Galaxy Convoy, which is Cybertron Optimus Prime himself. This begs the question, now that we know that one of these figures is coming next year from this trademarked list from Takara, are we getting these guys as figures in the next, let's say, 1 year to 3 years from now? How are these going to be? So let's start off with ENERGON Optimus Prime, Grand Convoy if you're feeling spicy from Superlink. And this is a guy that I've been advocating for on the channel for, I'm pretty sure, years now. You know, I've been doing this channel for like 3-4 years consistently. And yeah, he really needs to be done over at Hasbro and Takara. And it seems like we're going to be getting him at some point soon, just going by us already getting Armada Jetfire. You know, it's going to be hard to top that Fans Hobby figure that came out a couple years ago. I got him back in like August, and he is a fantastic figure. He is a bit pricey, but it's worth it. He's got light up features, a bunch of die-cast and chrome paint, and crazy articulation and features and engineering and transformations. He's great. But, you know, I think they could streamline him and make him just a bit more cartoon accurate in terms of the details. So that might be where Hasbro and Takara could get the leg up. But either way, I would just love to see an actual official release that's not a third party of their own character like ENERGON Optimus. And people have been asking for him for a while now. Like, he is one of the more requested characters from ENERGON and, you know, the Unicron trilogy as a whole even. So I definitely think, even though the Armada Jetfire is like a confirmation that these are trademarks for figures that are going to be happening at some point in the next couple years, I think, you know, doing an Optimus, it just seems obvious. And then the Leobreaker, Liger Convoy, I think he's definitely coming alongside Wing Saber for the Cybertron Optimus Prime. If you look at Instagram DMs and interviews the last couple years, Evan, and I think Mark as well, but I could be wrong in that, you know, they've been talking about it and hinting at us getting a new Cybertron Optimus and the combiner characters to go along with him for the last, I don't know, year or 2 years, because at first they were a little reluctant, and it seemed like in interviews, like I think Evans said like 2-3 years ago that they're happy with the Galaxy upgrade Optimus that came out during Siege, and they would do the combining characters like Wing Saber and Leobreaker to go along with that figure, and they would reissue the Galaxy upgrade Optimus instead of doing a new, more faithful, cartoon accurate one. That really made people go crazy. I remember covering that on the channel. That was a pretty bad answer. But now it seems like they're open to doing a new Cybertron Optimus in recent interviews that I've been covering. So I definitely think it makes sense that Takara would file the trademark of Cybertron Optimus along with one of his combining partners, Leobreaker. Now, it makes sense that we're getting Leobreaker, don't get me wrong, but I don't know, something within me thought that maybe Wing Saber would come first. I don't know, that might have just been me making up something random in my head, but that was something that I was thinking about. It would make sense that, the jet with all the features and the weapons and stuff would come first, but I don't know, the more I think about it and seeing this list here, it makes sense that the more simplified combiner of the two, Leobreaker, would come first, so they would have enough time and I guess maybe room in the budget to make a sort of a complex character like Leobreaker nowadays. It's kind of crazy to say considering he had lights and sounds and all these gimmicks and weapon features and articulation still for a figure that was like $25-$30 in Ultra Class back in 2005, 2006. But those are the times we live in. Liger Convoy, I'm excited for him. Hopefully he is a leader class at most or a Voyager class at least. I think those would be the two size classes that he would work the best in. I think in terms of engineering and if they want to get the Savage Claw mode and getting that hand correct and not half-assing it like they did with the figure back in 2005, that's still a good figure. I love the Nemesis Breaker repaint, but that Savage Claw mode does suffer from budget constraints even back then, where they couldn't do the actual hand. It was made up of claws and feet from Leobreaker's lion mode. So hopefully they make him a leader class so they could actually do the Savage Claw mode hand. So it's not just, his body forming the hand, which doesn't look good at all. So I think leader class would be best to get the combining arm mode as accurate and best looking as possible. But if it's a Voyager class and it's still the same old like with the original figure, I guess whatever, and they just add a couple extra joints of articulation, I think that would be kind of a pointless redo if you're not, going all the way and giving us the hand this time around. But who knows, we're going to have to wait and see. And for Energon Optimus, I think he's going to be a small Titan like Star Convoy. I think they were testing the waters with Star Convoy, a G1 Optimus, one that's a bit more well-known with the G1 audience, so they test the waters with that. And maybe down the line, I could see him being the Titan class for 2027, which we're already starting to get listings for. He could be like that $150 small Titan like Star Convoy. It would make sense, because Energon Optimus, he's not a complex figure. He just has a lot of inner working accessories that would make him complex and expensive for today's day and age. I know he was a $40 leader class back in the day, but it's not 2004 anymore, unfortunately, so small Titan would definitely make the most sense because they got to do all four of those drone vehicles. They all have to combine into a leg and an arm mode. He has to come with a trailer that has to store the vehicles. And then, of course, Optimus and his gun accessory himself, you have to include all the engineering for those two. So it would make sense that he would be a small Titan. And then Cybertron Optimus Galaxy Convoy here, I think he's going to be a commander class. They could fudge him in as maybe a small Titan too, if he's like a 2-pack with Wing Saber, and they just include a slew of engineering and gimmicks and accessories with him like that original figure. But he could pass as a commander class. I wouldn't be surprised if he's just a commander, but I feel like something would be compromised with him in this day and age. Again, I know it sounds crazy saying that considering it's a $100 figure, and the original figure in 2005 was a $40 leader class and had all the gimmicks and lights and sounds and stuff. But again, it's not 2005 anymore, so And you look at the recent commander class of Onslaught, he doesn't even have pinned in wheels for all of his wheels, and you had that with the original Optimus, who was a $40 leader class. So I'm thinking something would be compromised with him being a $100 commander, unfortunately. That's just the times we're living in with Hasbro product. I don't think it's right, but that is something that we're probably going to see if he's a commander. So I'm hoping for the best. I would love for him to be a small Titan, similar to Star Convoy. I think that would be the best possible outcome. You know, they include all of his gimmicks, all of his weaponry. They give him good hand articulation, good articulation in general, I mean. And, you know, they just go really in on the good plastic quality. Maybe they do clear plastic inserts for the windshields this time around, because my one major gripe with the original figure is that the windshield was made entirely out of clear plastic, which the clear plastic with that isn't known to break. It's actually pretty durable from what we know, but that's just something that I think would make for a bit more of a durable figure, especially in today's day and age with how brittle clear plastic has been the last 10 or so years. So yeah, just giving him all the bells and whistles of a small Titan, pinning in all the wheels, nice paint and sculpt to him. I think that would be the best outcome, because again, I think with being a commander class nowadays, he would be hindered in some form. I just know it. But yeah, guys, that does it for this leak update that I wanted to discuss here. I just figured it would be interesting, considering Takara filed this trademark for Armada Jetfire months before we even knew there was one coming. So it means probably that these trademarks that we're seeing filed here are going to be Unicron Trilogy updates that we're getting in the next couple years. But yeah, guys, let me know down below, when do you think we're going to be getting these characters, and what size class do you think they're going to be? And yeah, thank y'all for watching this video. Catch y'all in the next one. Bye!